Hey guys, we're live and we've got no camera. I don't know why. Let's try to fix this. There we go. Camera's on. It was on literally 4 minutes ago before I clicked to go live and it said starting soon. I don't know exactly what happened there. Let me just double check one thing to make sure that the camera does not turn off on us. Boom, boom, boom. That's set, that's set, that's set. That's very weird. I don't know why it turned the camera off, but hey, we're here, we're live. It's August. No, not August yet. It's not August for a few more days. It's still July 29th, 2020. We're here to talk about both AEW Dynamite and NXT on the USA Network. Let me move that so I can actually move around the microphone. It's something in the way. But with that, guys, thank you for joining me here tonight. I greatly appreciate it. We had two shows that I felt one was way better than the other, and I'm just going to say it, NXT. I mean, whoa, wrong, AEW. I'm looking at my NXT notes, and that's why I said NXT. Let's switch that over, because we're going to talk about AEW first. But I thought overall as a show, NXT was just a show. Nothing special happened. And, well, AEW, other than being very bored during the tag title match, I like just about everything else. All right, little balls, I'm gonna address your comment. He says, why do you make so many mistakes on thumbnails and videos like the spelling? Well, I have dyslexia. And sometimes, when I spell things wrong, I actually read it as correct because that's how my brain works there. When I see things incorrectly, or when my eyes see things incorrectly, my brain reads it as correct. So if I accidentally spell something wrong, to me, it may actually look correct. And it happens sometimes as far as if I'm reading something, I will read one word as almost a completely different word than it actually is. Just because my brain doesn't, I guess you could say, compute like it should maybe. So that's why I have spelling errors sometimes either in my videos or in my thumbnails. I do have a slight form of dyslexia that does cause that. So, hey, I own up to it. I'm not just going to go, ooh, I messed up, or not even, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not just going to say, oh, I messed up, or just fix it and not say anything. I'll address it. I don't mind. But, hey, that's what's going on. I was diagnosed 2013, my last year in the military, they diagnosed me. But with that, we're here to talk about AEW Dynamite, NXT, and before we get going, I do want to say that you can support us here on Twitch, twitch.tv/PWUnlimited. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button. And remember, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime. And if you have Twitch Prime, then you can subscribe to us at no extra cost to you. You're already paying your, $12 for Amazon Prime? I don't know. I don't have it. It's like $12 or something for Amazon Prime. If you do that, then, well, because Amazon owns Twitch, they give you one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I would greatly appreciate it if you gave it to us here at Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, you can donate with bits throughout the stream as well. That is greatly appreciated. Any way you guys can help us out, we do appreciate that, because the more you guys can help us, the more we can do. I do have an idea for Twitch subscribers only coming up really soon that I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to do. Some more information will be coming on that. It's kind of going to be like a giveaway tournament deal. More information to come. I'm still working out all the kinks on this and how I want to perceive it and do it. But with that, looking at the chat one last time before we do go live. Awesome Gamer, we usually only do one hangout stream with me and Nick a week. We did one yesterday, so most likely not another one tomorrow. Thank you, Broken King Slender, for the 30 bits. I do appreciate that. So with that, let's talk about AEW Dynamite. The show kicked off with Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Taz on commentary. No Excalibur. If you're wondering, hey, where was Excalibur tonight? Well, unfortunately, so A video surfaced, actually 2 videos surfaced this morning online. I saw them on Twitter. So I guess they resurfaced on Twitter. I don't know if they were anywhere else first, but I saw them on Twitter. Of Excalibur saying some, I guess you can say, not acceptably racial things for a white person to say. He said the N-word in a couple videos. And so I don't know exactly what conversations went down with him and Tony Khan and whatnot, but the call was made to not have him on the show tonight. I assume he was there in Jacksonville. I assume he was ready to go since they all get in at least a day early, if not 2 days early sometimes. So we'll see. But as of right now, no Excalibur tonight, and that was the reason, because of those videos that did surface this morning. So Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, Taz welcome us to the show as well. Inner Circle makes their way out to the ring for 10-man tag. They were taking on the team of Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy. So the babyfaces did some dives on the outset of this match. Marco Stunt climbed on Luchasaurus' back and hit a double dive to the floor. Hager cut off Trent with an illegal strike from the apron. Inner Circle worked on Trent for a bulk of the match. Trent made a hot tag to Luchasaurus, who ran wild with some kicks. There was a botched spot where Luchasaurus' mask kind of popped off for a second. The match broke down when everyone jumped in, and they kind of addressed this on commentary. I think it was Tony Schiavone said, I spoke with Aubrey Edwards, the referee of this match earlier, and she did state that, the fans really want to see the action go down in this match. So she's going to give the wrestlers a little bit of leeway instead of, policing them 100%, which it's like, what the fuck is she there for then if she's not going to police them 100%? If it breaks down into a big old brawl, then she's supposed to get everybody back to their corners. Not, I'm just going to let them go. Ain't no whatever. Fuck that. So as the match broke down, Luchasaurus teased a chokeslam on Sammy Guevara. Jericho tried to jump in with the baseball bat, and Cassidy stopped Jericho. We then got a distraction finish. Guevara went to the top rope, but then got distracted by the music of one Matt Hardy. Hardy appeared behind Guevara and shoved him off the top into a roundhouse kick from Luchasaurus for the pinfall victory. Yes, Matt Hardy screwed Sammy Guevara in the Inner Circle. I guess, it makes sense since Matt Hardy was doing stuff with Sammy Guevara before he was suspended, so cool. The match was fun until Matt Hardy came out. I want to thank Rosario1983 for the Tier 1 subscription. Really do appreciate that. So going forward, the announcer said that Hardy and Guevara have some unfinished business. So next up, Jon Moxley cut a pre-tape promo backstage. He called Brian Cage and Ricky Starks punk bitches for attacking Darby Allin last week. He said he tries to mind his own business and that he doesn't start fights, but he can certainly finish them. I thought it was a really good promo. Taz then said on commentary that Moxley is clearly scared of Brian Cage. They previewed the rest of the card as we went into the TNT Championship match, Cody defending against Warhorse. Though this match was pretty good, Warhorse really showed himself tonight. I thought it wasn't one of the better TNT title matches we've seen with Cody, but it was still pretty good. Both broke cleanly against the ropes early after locking up. Cody turned his back and Warhorse clobbered him with the forearm. Cody tried a sunset flip out of the corner, but Warhorse kicked out. Warhorse tried a jackknife cover, but only got 2 off of it. They did a crisscross spot, which ended with Warhorse hitting a lariat. Cody took over during a commercial break. He used a superplex and a single-legged crab. After the break, Cody used a figure 4. Warhorse reversed the figure 4, and Cody forced a break. Warhorse hit a series of strikes. He sold some damage from Cody's holds, though, as he climbed to the top rope. Warhorse then hit a double stomp off the apron. Back inside the ring, Warhorse hit a top rope elbow for a near fall. Warhorse then tried a double stomp off the top, but missed it and sold the leg, from the earlier damage. Cody then locked in the figure 4, and Warhorse submitted. So Cody once again successful in his TNT Championship Open Challenge, which next week he will not be defending the TNT Championship. So Alex Reynolds and John Silver of the Dark Order would run in to attack Cody and Warhorse. Arn climbed in the ring and acted like he was going to fight them, but instead, Matt Cardona, the former Zack Ryder, would make his way down to the ring. This is the first time we've seen Cardona do anything since being released from WWE. He has been basically cleared and free of anything since July 18th. And, well, he made his debut here tonight. He cleaned house. He and Cody hugged and embraced afterwards. We learned that next week, the two will be teaming together to take on Alex Reynolds and John Silver. So Tony Schiavone was on the stage, and he goes, "I'm here to address our next pay-per-view on September 5th. It is All Out." And then Inner Circle's music would hit. Well, Jericho's music would hit. Jericho came out super pissed off, and Guevara called Hardy a son of a bitch twice. And then Jericho said, in 2 weeks' time, August 12th, we're going to get Jericho, Orange Cassidy, Part 2. He said, but next week we're going to have a debate. Me and Orange Cassidy with a very special moderator. Jericho was very, very, very excited about this moderator. I have no clue who it is. He also did note that if he beats Orange Cassidy must pay him $7,000 for the jacket that he ruined. I don't know if that's an actual stipulation or just something that Jericho wants to happen. Jericho then said, "This jacket's more orange now than it was last week. What does it smell like?" And Santana just goes, cat pee. And Jericho stormed off, pissed off. So we got no information about All Out on September 5th and don't know what Tony wanted to talk about. And then JR threw it to a pre-taped FTR contract signing. They said that FTR wants to be considered in the rankings, FTR wants to be considered for the championships, and they can't do so if they are not officially signed to the company. So FTR said that, yeah, we're going to sign a deal, but we've got ourselves a what do they call him? What's the word I'm looking for? They had someone to oversee their contract for them, to look it over, a consultant of sorts, before they would sign. They said that they asked for stuff, and now their consultant will overlook it to make sure everything is there, and their consultant was none other than Arn Anderson. So is Arn looking to grow his stable, grow who he coaches? Arn walked in, and he was like reading over the contract. He's like, "You guys got your signing bonus, right?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we got that money before. We even signed the contract, blah, 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 blah." They stated that all rules must be enforced during FTR matches, like tag teams can only do double team stuff for 10 seconds before they can get DQ'd. And unlike any other tag team match in AEW, FTR matches must include tag ropes. They want old school tag team rules well, not even old school. They want the actual tag team rules to be enforced. They signed the contract, and Hangman Page would walk in. He's like, hey, you guys signed your contract? Yeah, I'm going to celebrate. I got some whiskey. You guys want a drink? He offered them all a drink. Arn's like, not for me. Poured it in one of FTR's glasses. And they take the drink, right? So the FTR guys, they just got a shot. But fucking Hangman poured himself a whole fucking double, triple shot. And they take the shot, and Harwood, Dax, is like, who? He's got the cheap stuff. I thought that was such a funny line. And so they drink it really fast. And Hangman's like, chug. And he gets about halfway, and he goes, I think I poured myself too much. And they're like, hey, you said cheers. He's like, cheers. Go. It was pretty funny. I liked it. They're teaming something with Arn, FTR, Hangman. Maybe Hangman, once he and Omega lose the tag titles, he can finally leave the Elite like he wanted to last year. He joins up with FTR. They join up with frickin' Arn, who's also with Cody. There's your new stable. Cody no longer in the Elite. I don't know what's going on with all of that. Maybe your new four horsemen can be FTR, Hangman Page, and Cody. Just saying. So next up, we had speaking of Hangman Page, World Tag Team title match. Mr. Brody Lee, Anna Jay, and Colt Cabana came down to the announce desk. JR and Shivani were unaware that Anna Jay had joined the Dark Order many weeks ago. Maybe because, well, we haven't seen her since they saved her. Cabana was on commentary for this tag title match. And I don't know if I'm going to say I didn't like the match, per se. But the issue was that commentary was all about Colt Cabana and him joining the Dark Order and Mr. Brody Lee. And I honestly think they only talked about this match for like a third of the match, maybe a quarter of the match, if that. Most of commentary was them talking to Colt about other stuff. And so it was kind of like, yeah, I'm watching the match, but commentary's got my interest over here on what they're saying. So, I don't know. The match itself wasn't bad. Pretty good. I just didn't care for commentary, especially in a championship match, to, I guess you could say, not be about the match. Also, Sean Cook, you're the only one having the issue. You have the issue every time. I don't know what to tell you. As I'm doing this live stream, I also have the live stream playing right here on my screen, and it doesn't lag for me once. Also, my software would tell me if I had any lags. My lag says 0. So Page attacked Uno and Grayson before the bell. Omega slowly made his way to the ring and made the save as Page fell victim to a 2-on-1 attack. Dark Order regained control in the early parts of this match as a brawl ensued around ringside. Omega got sent into the barricade and Dark Order began working Page over during the commercial break. Page came back with a slam and tagged out. Omega and Page hit some tandem offense. Grayson sent Page to the floor. With Page down, Uno and Grayson worked on Omega. Uno hit a senton bomb for a near fall. Grayson and Uno hit simultaneous offense with a 450 and a cannonball in the corner. Omega hit Uno with a snapdragon. Omega hit a V-trigger and only got a 2. The finish then saw Page get a tag. Page and Omega hit their last call on Uno and pinned him to retain the titles. So, there you go. Still tag team champions. After the match, Mr. Brody Lee got pissed off. Soon as the match ended, he told Cabana and Jay, "Get to the back now. Go to the back." He came back out on the. He went to leave as well, and then came back out on the stage. Started yelling at Uno. Like, "Is that what we do? Is that what we do here? Do we lose? Blah 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 blah." And Lee then cut a promo saying that he's noticed that, well, Page actually has friends here tonight. He's got Omega in the ring and others around ringside as well. And he kept saying, "Thank you, Kenny, for showing up tonight. Thank you, Kenny." Then all of a sudden, the ring, after the Bucks got in, was surrounded by jobbers. A bunch of guys in Dark Order masks. They attacked. FTR would come down with a cooler and laid out Mr. Brody Lee on the stage. Jim Ross would then ask if FTR are now part of the Elite, as they helped the Elite take out all these geeks. Hot Rob, no, All Out is not a free pay-per-view on TNT on August 12th. August 12th is just when we're getting Orange Cassidy versus Orange Cassidy versus Jericho. All Out is on pay-per-view September 5th. Tony said it tonight. Our next pay-per-view, All Out, September 5th. Also, guys, remember, if you want to be part of the show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. So going forward, Tony Schiavone had a note from Britt Baker. She said, it said that she had to make an announcement. So Britt Baker said that she knows the Big Swole is going to be in the women's tag tournament, so that means she's not going to be gone long. Her suspension won't last too long. And she said that she will face Big Swole once she's cleared, but for Swole to get that match, she must beat somebody of Britt's choosing. Baker did not say who that somebody is or when that match will take place. Next up, Diamante cut a pre-tape promo. She says she's been working hard on the indies for 10 years and is finally now getting a shot at something big. She says she's trying to get signed, and a win over the AEW Women's World Champion, could get her the contract that she wants. And next up, we had Carlosita versus Diamante. And, well, Diamante didn't get that win. Also, they did announce right before this match that the Deadly Draw will be taking place Monday on the AEW YouTube channel. The Deadly Draw is going to be basically all the women in the tag team tournament picking a color. And then you find who has the same color, and that's your tag partner. So, randomly, they're going to put people together, except Brandy and Allie get to be a tag team. They get to be a tag team, but nobody else gets to pick their partner. Nobody else gets to say, hey, I've got so-and-so as a friend that I want to bring in for my partner. Can I? Let's do it. No. They all have to go rando, like we saw tonight with Nyla Rose, but Brandy gets what she wants because she's Miss Brandy, boo-boo. I don't fucking know. Whatever. So next up, we got Carlosita versus Diamante. Both women worked pretty well together. They brawled back and forth early before the match spilled to the floor, where Shida, for some reason, put Diamante outside of the ringside area over the barricade. Shida teased a superplex, but Diamante snapped her neck over the top rope with a neck breaker. Diamante tried to hit the machine gun chops in the corner. Well, she didn't try to, she did. Diamante then hit a wheelbarrow stunner. Shida took a great bump off of that stunner. Diamante covered, but Shida's shoulders weren't all the way down. Not sure if that's what was supposed to happen, or just they didn't do the pin right, and so the ref, called it how it was. Diamante then tried something resembling a destroyer. And Shida got her feet on the ropes. Another botch maybe, because the move didn't really look that good. Shida hit a delayed vertical into a Falcon Arrow for a 2. Shida then hit a Shining Wizard and pinned Diamante to pick up the victory. I thought both women worked good together, except for the 2 messed up spots by Diamante. Not Shida's fault, I don't think. So then we take it to Dasha in the back. She's with Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero. Dasha basically said, hey Nyla, who would you like to be as your tag team partner? And Vicky Guerrero just says, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who her partner is. So Nyla Rose put her hand in the little thing. She drew out. She goes, ooh, purple. I like purple. And Dasha informed her, well, guess what? Somebody else also drew purple earlier today. This woman. And up would come a former WWE superstar, Ariane Andrews, who you may know as Cameron of the Funkadactyls. Her old saying in WWE was always, girl, bye. So she walked up to Nyla Rose and said, girl, hi. Cool. I don't know why. Why would you bring in her? She's as bad as Eva Marie. Just gonna say it now. Her in-ring skills were never good. And people always say, one of the worst female wrestlers in WWE in the last decade was Eva Marie. She was right there as well. Right there with Eva Marie. Dasha then sends it back to the ring, or sends it actually to MJF. So MJF is shown backstage, making his way out to the ring. He's walking through a hallway or whatever. He passes a sign that says MJF 2020, looked like a campaign sign. He signed some sort of clipboard paperwork deal. And during the commercial break, he's walking around shaking hands and acting like he's a politician before he gets in the ring in front of a podium, or behind a podium, actually. So MJF said that wrestling fans are dumb, but he's been given ample time tonight to force feed the audience like they're kids getting fed mac and cheese. MJF then turns his attention to Moxley and says, he's not a champion. He is not my champion. Use that hashtag. He said, use the hashtags MJF 2020 and hashtag not my champion. He repeatedly called him Dictator John. He said AEW was supposed to be all about change and opportunity. But a man that came from the Titans is our champion. Just more of the old guard on top. MJF made all sorts of inside references. He talked about how he draws more ratings than the champ, Jon Moxley. He said he draws more ratings minute by minute. He said, look it up. I can prove it to you. He said Moxley has people brainwashed, has the fans brainwashed, especially people that think just flips and dives and playing wrestling is real wrestling. He said Moxley is just a cosplay Stone Cold. MJF would then go on to challenge Moxley for a championship match at, at All Out on August 5th. He said that he's going to win the title and carry this company for the next 25 years. I thought MJF 100% absolutely killed it. Phenomenal promo here by MJF. And as we reported back on June 7th, the main event is going to be Moxley versus MJF at All Out. So as we exclusively reported back then, the match was now basically officially announced tonight. We got to hear from Moxley after he defends his title next week, but the match, it's set. They wouldn't have had MJF come out and challenge him if that wasn't the plan. So, just saying. We reported that back on June 7th. Then they ran down some of the matches for next week. Matt Cardona will be making his in-ring debut when he teams with Cody to take on Alex Reynolds and John Silver. We'll get another update from MJF on his 2020 campaign to become the champion. FTR, the Young Bucks, Paige, and Omega will team up to take on the team of Brody Lee, Cabana, Grayson, Uno, 5, and 10. Yeah, another big-ass tag team match like we saw tonight. Also, we'll be getting a debate between Jericho and Cassidy with a special guest moderator. Then, it's time for the main event. Since Saturday, you're not wrong. He said this was like EC3's campaign segment from Impact in 2015. You're not wrong. And it's just another sign of AEW copying old good things. So this was kind of funny. So we got Taz leaves commentary and goes, I'll be right back. I got to go tend to my boys before their match. And he goes to the back, and they're sitting right at the inside of the ramp. And he's talking about Tony Starks. He's talking about Brian Cage and how great they are and this and that and them being a team and whatnot. And Taz bragged about Cage's deltoids, traps, and biceps. Ricky Starks then cut a promo on Moxley and Allen. It was an excellent promo, and then all of a sudden, Taz and Cage's music hits. Ricky Starks literally just goes, and then walks out. So it was basically, he got the, hey, you're talking too long, bud. Cut it. Get out there cue. Pretty funny. Because he literally did not expect it. He thought he had more time to finish his promo. Because he's just going and going. And then the music hits and he literally just goes. And then like finishes his sentence. And then they walk out. And he's just like, we gotta go. Him and Cage go out to the ring. And... well, actually, before all of that, if I missed something, Darby Allin's music hits, no Darby Allin. They're wondering if maybe Darby Allin was not even here and cleared to compete. Moxley's music hits, he enters the ring, still no Darby Allin. So as Cage and Starks are walking through the ramp, they are then, attacked by Darby Allin, who is waiting for them on the top of the stage. Hits them with a coffin drop during their entrance. Allen and Starks paired off as Moxley and Cage fought as well. Remember, tornado rules, no disqualification, so anything really goes. No tags or anything like that. Don't think they even rang the bell. It just, as soon as Darby jumped on him, it started. So Allen tried to dive to Cage. Cage was supposed to catch Allen and kind of dropped him. Cage then picked up Allen. Moxley hit Cage with a suicide dive, and all three of them crashed on the floor. Moxley pulled out a trash can from under the ring. Cage cut him off before he can use it. Cage and Starks continued working over Moxley. Allen hit a missile drop kick to Cage. Starks and Allen fought on the apron. Cage hit an impressive double powerbomb here. Moxley brought a chair into the ring and hit Starks with it. Cage hit a pump kick on Moxley. Allen hit a backpack stunner on Cage. Moxley then hit a cutter on Starks. Cage hit Moxley with a lariat, and all four went down. Allen at one point hit a coffin drop on Cage. Moxley then hit a dive on Starks. Cage kicked out of Allen's pin. Allen then hit Cage's bicep with the trash can. The finish was pretty clever. I liked this. So the finish sees Darby Allin with his skateboard, and the skateboard's got tacks glued all under the bottom between the two sets of wheels. And Taz is like, that ain't legal. What is this? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's no DQ, bro. Anything's legal. And so Darby climbs to the top. Cage tries to get up on the apron to stop Darby, but Moxley runs, jumps, slides on the apron, and just boom, armbar right to Brian Cage. Perfectly smooth. Holy crap, that looked good. Darby then jumps off the top, smacks the tack skateboard over the back of not Tony Stark. He's not Iron Man. Ricky Starks. And then pins him 1, 2, 3 as Ricky Starks is basically convulsing in the ring. He rolls over. His back is all just tacked up, bleeding everywhere. And there you go. The winners. Jon Moxley, Darby Allin. Then, as the show's going off the air, Starks, Cage, they disappear. Darby's starting to slowly get to his feet. Moxley gets into the ring, and they let us know on commentary. Just announced right now, Tony Khan has just let us know over the headset that next week, well, Jon Moxley will be defending the AEW World Championship against Darby Allin. They then say, these two don't even know about this match yet. They don't even know this match is made, but they're in the ring together right now. So they start jack-jawing, or whatever you call it, jaw-jacking. And next week, they're going to fight. Jon Moxley will defend the AEW World title against Darby Allin. I think this is technically Darby Allin's second shot at the AEW World title. But with that, guys, that was AEW Dynamite. Since Saturday says that's a stupid way to end the match, how so? Because I liked the whole Darby's going for his dive. Cage tries to stop him, but he can't because he's stopped by Moxley. Darby hits the dive, hits the move, hits the spot with the weapon, and pins him. I liked the finish. I thought it was good for what the match was. The match was a tornado tag, no disqualification match. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong at all. Well, they're just looking at the chat before we do talk about some NXT. All right, so going forward, we do have NXT. Here we go. Got my notes up. All right. So we got some like Rocky IV music on the inset here of this match. It's basically talking about Keith Lee and how he's Rocky. Dijakovic is Apollo Creed. And Karrion Kross is Drago. Rocky, Keith Lee, now needs to avenge his friend, Apollo Dijakovic, against the big badass Karrion Kross. So the night kicks off with tag team action. It was the champion Io Shirai teaming with Tegan Nox to take on Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae. So Dakota Kai blind tagged Candice because Candice was going to start, but Dakota wanted in. A melee started as the other two women joined a brawl. No. I read this wrong. I wrote this wrong as well. So Io Shirai was making her way down to the ring, and Dakota Kai attacked her. The tag thing happens later. She tagged herself in. Anyways, so they're brawling. The other women come down. They're all brawling. Finally, they get in the ring and the match starts. So Candice LeRae at one point tripped up Io Shirai, and Kai hit Nox with a big boot. That's when Nox got her... that's when Kai got her hot tag. Or her blind tag. LeRae sent Nox into the ring steps outside as we went to a commercial. The heels got the heat on Nox during the break, and they dashed a hope spot at one point. After the commercial, LeRae bonked heads with Nox. They both fell to the mat, but it created separation for a little bit as Shirai got the hot tag and went after Dakota Kai. She did a series of backflips into a drop kick. Shirai knocked LeRae off the apron with the palm strike. Shirai then springboarded into a missile drop kick, but Kai kicked out of a pinning attempt. Shirai at one point struck LeRae with double knees in the corner. Shirai shifted focus and leaped out of the ring for a tope on Dakota Kai. NXT rushed into the... Whoa. I read that. Wait, it says Nox, but I read it as NXT. I'm retarded. Nox rushed into the ring to deliver a shiniest wizard on LeRae. Shirai came off with a moonsault and pinned her to pick up the victory. So the champ and her partner Tegan Nox are victorious. Then we get clips of the Pat McAfee podcast deal with Adam Cole. So this is all the work as I expected. They also showed Triple H on there, saying this was all a misunderstanding. And McAfee even said that he accepted Adam Cole's apology. I don't know where this is leading to. I hope it's not leading to Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole at TakeOver or something. I just hope not. So screenshots showed how the next match was set up on social media. And the next match was Johnny Gargano versus Roderick Strong. Now, is it Johnny Gargano or Johnny Gargano? I know it's spelled Gargano, but I've heard people say it both ways. I'm going to say Gargano because that's just how I've always said it. Match began with some grappling. And they kept countering each other's moves and reversals and whatnot. Morrow was putting over the match as an instant classic. Less than 2 minutes before the match even got underway. Fight spilled to the outside and Strong took a bump on the floor before the show cut to commercial. Gargano, whatever you want to call him. I'll say it both ways. I don't even know. Gargano was in control when the show came back from commercial break. Strong, though, fired up and hit a backbreaker as he continued to pummel on Gargano. Lots of great stuff in this match as Gargano went for a slingshot DDT. Excuse me. But instead, Strong caught him for another backbreaker. Gargano was reeling when Strong placed him on the turnbuckle. Gargano jumped off the middle ropes into the arms of Strong, and Strong delivered a black hole slam. This looked really cool. We then got more counters from both guys. Gargano applied his finisher, but Strong escaped by countering into a cradle. More counters and counters and counters. Gargano on the outside with a tilt-a-whirl slam sent Strong crashing into the barricade. Gargano then posted him, and he bashed Strong into the plexiglass very hard. Gargano then jumped back into the ring with a slingshot DDT and covered Strong to pick up the victory clean in the middle of the ring. So then we cut to Dakota Kai in the back. She said she was done being a team player. I thought she said that a long time ago, like November. She says she was done with Candice LeRae. I don't know if this also means she's done with Raquel Gonzalez as well, because no Raquel tonight. Kai says she wanted to be number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship, and then she was interrupted by Rhea Ripley. Ripley would challenge her to a match and say, hey, let's have a match, and the winner gets a shot at the belt, gets a shot at Io Shirai. Kai then said she was going to talk to Mr. Regal about all of this. Rhea Ripley smirked, and well, we know that match is official for next week, as Dakota Kai will be taking on Rhea Ripley. The winner will become the number one contender to Io Shirai and the NXT Women's Championship, or the Women's Champion, at NXT TakeOver on August 22nd. NXT TakeOver 30. So we had another backstage segment. Timothy Thatcher addressed the triple threat match later on tonight. His opponents will be schooled in Thatch Can wrestling. Finn Balor wants a push. Thatcher said the only push he knows is to push his shoulder into Balor's kneecap as he dislocates Balor's leg. Thatcher then spoke about Dexter Lumis and his 1,000-mile stare. Lumis is in the background and appeared out of nowhere stalking Thatcher, who didn't even know he was there. Then in a great moment, we get all four members of the Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly is back, everybody. Kyle O'Reilly was trying to hype him up. He said, Undisputed Era is back in business. So back to changing the business. This is cool because we haven't seen Kyle O'Reilly on NXT for a while. Yeah, he played the psychiatrist for the Roderick Strong stuff. But as far as him actually being here and being able to be physical and do stuff, I've missed it. I've missed UE being fully intact with all 4 guys. So next up, we had a match with Mercedes Martinez taking on Shotzi Blackheart.
Sure.
Mercedes had Robert Stone and Aaliyah in her corner. Martinez was dominant from the start of this match until Blackheart countered into an inside cradle for a 2. Blackheart fired up. She got another 2 count off of a code red. Blackheart was cleaning house when Martinez cut her off with a spine buster. Martinez then hit a super back suplex off of the turnbuckles. Martinez then executed an air raid crash and pinned Blackheart to pick up the victory. We then got a vignette hype video for Ridge Holland, who at first when the camera was zoomed in really close on his face, I go, that ain't Kurt Hawkins, is it? But it wasn't. It's Ridge Holland, who will be making his NXT debut next week in a triple threat qualifying match for the NXT North American title. Title ladder match deal. So Keith Lee came out to the ring and cut probably, in my opinion, his... Excuse me if you guys hear the yelling in the background. I got neighbors, I guess, that are yelling outside. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, Keith Lee, in my opinion, may have cut his best promo since coming to WWE. His best. And that's just my opinion. You might say that he's had other better promos, but I thought this was his best one. He was very serious, straight to the point, and was not even trying to just, oh, I'm Keith Lee, bask in my glory. He was so serious that he didn't even call Dominic Dijakovic. He called him Dijak. Multiple times. So Lee said he was speaking straight to Karrion Kross. Lee said that Kross? No, whoa, I wrote this wrong. He said that what Kross did to Dijak was uncalled for. He said Dijak may have told me that he wanted the match, but I knew he shouldn't have done it. Wow, these people outside are really screaming. I don't know what's going on. Kind of distracting me, but I got this. So, he said he's tired of Karrion Kross's bullshit and called him out. He said, I'm going to do what other people won't. Even though, well, we've seen Bronson Reed call him out before. But anyways, so I'm tired of the bullshit, calling out Karrion Kross. Lee said that Kross would not confront him face to face. Lee called out Kross again, and instead, Cameron Grimes would interrupt. Grimes strolled on stage and needled Keith Lee, saying that, hey, why are you overlooking me? I'm going to come out here. I'm going to challenge you for the title. I'm going to take your title and take it straight to the moon, baby. Grimes was telling Lita, look at him, eye to eye, and not turn around. He then grabbed Grimes by the throat. He beeled Grimes into the ring with a choke slam. Lee sandwiched Grimes with a stinger splash. And the lights went down. Scarlett would appear in a red evening gown at the top of the ramp, wearing black gloves, the claws, or Catwoman gloves or whatever. Meanwhile, Grimes tried to do a sneak attack. Lee was having none of that. Got rid of him with a spirit bomb, and then Kross appeared on the screen to cut a promo. Kross presented Lee with 2 choices. One was the easy way, where Lee gives Kross a title shot. The other option was the hard way, and Kross continues to take out people that Lee cared about. He said, everyone will suffer. Lee then told Kross to pick the time, pick the place, and I'll whoop that ass. So it looks like a takeover. The main event will be Keith Lee defending the NXT Championship against Karrion Kross. Boy, am I excited. This match is going to be so great. 2 great big guys going in there and having a hoss fight. Trying to whoop that ass. This is going to be good. I can't wait. So next up, the NXT Tag Team Champions were in non-title action. It's like took on Everrise. Not much to say here. They killed Everrise. They just literally jobbed him out and destroyed him. Imperium were about to cut a promo after the match when Undisputed Era would come down and attack. All four men would attack the champions, left them laying. Adam Cole then yelled that they're back and they're ready to be back and make a change. Adam Cole cut such a good promo, he didn't even need a microphone. He was screaming. He was hyped. Adam Cole was at another level. He was just into it like you haven't seen someone into it in a while. I do not know what's going on in here. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know what's going on, but these people are screaming like someone's getting murdered or something. Hold on, guys. I'm getting some possible breaking news here. Give me 1 second to read this. Huh. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I need to look at a calendar for a second. So, possible breaking news. WWE may be screwed here this week. So, they need to film this weekend. And apparently, because of the tropical storm coming through Florida, like this weekend, they may be unable to film because they may be unable to get everybody in on time. Because if the storm comes through and they shut down the airport, they may not be able to get everybody in for SmackDown tapings because they need to tape an episode of SmackDown Friday for Friday. Because things have shifted up. I know the schedule said that they were going to film SmackDown on Tuesdays, but I think from what I'm hearing that has changed. I don't know what's going on, but WWE, I'm going to get more. I'm going to look and see if I can get more information on this. But WWE made in a bad way with the storms coming into Orlando. If I do hear anything else, guys, give me 1 second. If I do hear anything else, guys, I will let you know. But as of right now, WWE may be in a bad way as far as tapings go. And I've got like 3 things going on right now as far as getting information about this. So again, if we do hear anything further on this, I guess you say late breaking situation, I'll let you guys know. But back to NXT. William Regal addressed the angle from earlier in the show with Keith Lee and Cross. Regal said he would not be bullied into making a match. And who said he was bullied into making a match? Both guys want the match. Give them the damn match. I don't know. Eric1973 says, can they go to state is safe? What do you mean? Like another state? I mean, maybe, but all their stuff is in Orlando. How are they going to get all that stuff to another state? If they can't get people to Orlando, then obviously they can't get their stuff out of Orlando. Just saying. They may, I don't know. Because, so what WWE does is if they're going to tape on a Friday, they bring everybody in a day or two early to do the COVID testing. So essentially, everyone should be brought in tomorrow. No, today or tomorrow, yeah. Today or tomorrow to get COVID tested, and then they will know who they can use for Friday's tapings. But if they can't get everybody in, I don't know what they're going to do. And I'm on weather.com right now, looking at the trajectory, and I'm trying to see because this storm, and I'll show you my screen. I'll show you my screen here. This storm. Oh, and it just showed me a Carhartt ad. Let me refresh this at weather.com. So if you see this image here, the storm is here, I guess. I don't know when this was actually posted, but the storm's here. By Thursday, it's supposed to come up here. By Friday, it's supposed to hit the Bahamas. And then by Saturday, it's supposed to hit Miami in the lower part of Florida. So you think, oh, okay, they should be fine to film on Friday. But if they close the airports earlier than Friday, earlier than tomorrow or whatever, and if it's even not safe for people to be, because if the storm's rolling in and it's not even safe for people to be out and about and like at the PC, then they can't be there. So again, like I said, we'll follow the situation very closely. If you do hear anything further up, the ad's playing or the intro's playing. I thought I turned that off. Anyways, if we do hear anything else on this situation and WWE tapings and whatnot, we will let you guys know. So going forward with NXT, we had Isaiah Swerve Scott taking on Jake Atlas. I thought this match was really fun. The story going into this match was that Atlas has something to prove coming from injury. There's a lot of acrobatic stuff. It looked like... So I liked the match, but there was a little bit too much choreographed moves. So it seemed a little too planned out at times. But either way, both these guys worked really well together. The match went through a commercial break, and the pace quickened as we returned from break. Atlas hit a blockbuster on Swerve. Atlas and Spike Swerve with the Bulldog DDT. Swerve fought out of the ring, or rolled out of the ring. Atlas hit a flatliner for a 2 back in the ring. They set up an avalanche spot where Atlas came off the top with a corkscrew fireman's carry slam. That led to a near fall where Swerve kicked out. Atlas went for his cartwheel DDT and Swerve blocked it. Swerve then kicked Atlas out of the ring. Atlas was left hanging upside down from the ropes. Swerve delivered a house call on the floor. Swerve then executed a JML driver to score the pinfall victory. Isaiah Swerve Scott picks up the win, and they did tease this not as, quote-unquote, a number one contenders match for the Cruiserweight title, but did state that whoever does come out victorious would be one step closer to challenging Santos Escobar for the belt. So then, as we had already learned, next week we will have a triple threat match, another qualifier for the North American title ladder match. It will be Damien Priest, like I said earlier, Damien Priest, Oney Lorcan, and Ridge Holland, or Ridge Holland, or something like that, whatever his name is. So Damien Priest talked about that upcoming match. He basically stated that he's going to come out victorious and that he wants to, well, fight for the North American title. He says he's had opportunities before, and he's going to take one again. Priest said that there is no scenario where he does not walk out, take over as a North American champion, and then the kind of like glitched off the screen. Also, we did learn again the tag team title match for next week will be Imperium challenging or being challenged by Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and then we also have the women's number one contender match. Then we go to our main event. It was Finn Balor, Dexter Lumis, Timothy Thatcher. Winner moves on to the ladder match. So, Balor and Thatcher squared off at the onset of this match as Lumis just watched. Excuse me. Lumis stood there, kind of like a statue as Thatcher and Balor were brawling at ringside. They got back into the ring and they ran into some Undertaker chops. Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden from Dexter Lumis. Well, this ain't good. They say take a big drink of water. Sometimes that helps. Whew. Oh, yeah, Jacko. Got good news here in the chat. Tawny with a home run. Let's go, Angels. Anyways, I think I'm good now. So they took some chops, some stiff chops from Dexter Lumis. He sent them outside, and Lumis went for a tope con grillo. Balor and Thatcher moved, and Lumis impressively landed on his feet. The three-way fight continued in the ring when Lumis tossed them around. Balor cut off Lumis and targeted his leg. Thatcher jumped back into the match and went to work on Loomis. This match was not playing to Thatcher's strengths. I'm going to say that right now, but Thatcher did look good nonetheless. I don't think Thatcher's used to doing multi-man matches because it's not his gimmick. His gimmick is one-on-one, real wrestling matches. Thatcher was wearing down Balor at one point when he realized hold on, what did I say here? Thatcher was wearing down Balor at one point when he realized that Dexter Loomis was just watching. Loomis eventually rejoined the action. He took out Thatcher with a bulldog. Balor dropped him with a Pele kick. They rose to their feet after a triple down. Balor was dominating when Thatcher tripped him. Thatcher then crotched Balor on the ring post. Thatcher then posted Balor's leg and applied a leg lock. Loomis blocked it. He then stalked Thatcher for a while. Loomis delivered a spinebuster. Thatcher finally fought back with a kick. Thatcher turned his attention to Balor, and Thatcher torqued Balor's knee with a dragon screw in the ropes. Loomis then went for a submission finisher, and Thatcher struggled to escape. Balor flew in out of nowhere with a double stomp to break up the hold. Balor went for the cover on Loomis, but Thatcher broke it up. They began to fight again. Thatcher applied an ankle lock, and Balor looked in trouble in the middle of the ring. Loomis snuck in from behind and put Thatcher in a hold. Thatcher also grabbed... No. Yeah. Thatcher still had the hold on Finn, though. And Loomis had Thatcher again, like I said, trapped in a choke. Thatcher would then pass out, and Loomis was declared the winner. Thatcher basically choked out the chokeout submission artist. Why the fuck would they do that? Ruined Timothy Thatcher right there. Timothy Thatcher is supposed to be about being the best at submissions. But when he gets beat by submission, it makes it look like, I ain't scared of this guy's Thatch can wrestling. Fuck that. So he already ruined his gimmick of him being the submission guy when he got beat by submission because he's supposed to be the guy that can put you in and get out of any submission. But when you can't get out of a choke from Dexter Loomis, wrong move, bro. Wrong move, Triple H. What were you thinking there, Paul? But with that, Dexter Loomis qualifies for the title match, the ladder match at TakeOver. Why it's not Finn Balor, that beats me. I said on Twitter I didn't like this decision. No Roderick Strong, no Johnny Gargano, no Finn Balor. Some people kind of came at me and said that I was wrong for thinking that. But hey, my opinion's my opinion. To each their own. I just felt like the match... I'm not saying this match is going to be bad at TakeOver without those guys in it. I'm just saying that it could be better if you had a Johnny Gargano, a Finn Balor, a Roderick Strong, and so forth. So next week, I don't even know who we're going to get. Fucking Ridge Holland qualifying over Damien Priest and Oney Lorcan. God forbid I say Oney Lorcan, because last week I said Finn Balor and that didn't happen. So, yeah, head scratcher. But with that, that was NXT. Do have some text messages here I do want to read before we wrap things up. Remember, guys, you can text into the show as well at 510-906-1341. Remember, that's 510-906-1341. Also, remember that you can support us here on twitch.tv/PWUnlimited by, well, subscribing. And if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Twitch Prime. And that means you get one free subscription to any one streamer, any channel that you want to support. And please show us that support. Person here states, who do you see taking the tag titles? I think this is the AEW question. Who do you see taking the tag titles and win? Personally, I'd like to see FTR at All Out. Honestly, unless it's a triple threat tag title match, I don't see FTR getting a tag title match at All Out. I see FTR possibly taking on the Young Bucks at All Out. I see them doing all this buddy stuff with the Young Bucks. And then maybe on August 12th, when they do their tag team appreciation thing, they finally attack the Young Bucks. That's what I think could happen. This person says, who is Ridge Holland? He's some former rugby player that WWE signed. They used him on the NXT UK brand, and now he's going to make his US debut. I think he's done house show stuff, but never on NXT television. And this final text message here does state, If it'll load. Come on. Come on, Google Chrome. Please load. There we go. This text message here does state, who do you think Cody will challenge or defend? They say challenge. It's actually supposed to say defend. Who do you think Cody will defend the TNT title against at All Out? They wrote this way wrong. Basically, the question is, who do I think Cody will defend the TNT title against at All Out? Honestly, I have no clue. If he wants to like say, hey, Matt Cardona, I owe you one, maybe Matt Cardona. But there is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dynamites before All Out. And Cody wants to keep doing this open challenge. Next week he's not doing the open challenge. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe Matt Cardona, maybe Cardona gets a title match earlier. But it's too soon for me to tell because they're not really building up a challenger for Cody because he gets a new challenger every week. So that's one of those ones that's hard to say. And this person here does say, do you think Karrion Kross will beat Keith Lee? I would like to see that, but I also wouldn't like to see that because I don't want them to take the title off of Kross or Keith Lee this quickly. So honestly, in my opinion, they're doing this match too soon. But with that, guys, that's going to do it for tonight's edition of the AEW and NXT reviews. I do want to thank everybody for joining me here tonight on Twitch, twitch.tv/PWUnlimited. You can also follow us on all sorts of social media platforms. You can follow us on YouTube, of course, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. If you missed any part of this review, it will go up there tonight. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Follow us on Twitter, PW Unlimited. And you can follow us on Instagram, just search Pro Wrestling Unlimited. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at TimmyBuddy. So with that, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you again next time. Next time, probably meaning Friday for the SmackDown review. Have a good night, guys.